Let's start our first news. Even years after stepping away from competition, Khabib continues to be one of the most respected and influential figures in MMA. While his fighting career inside the octagon came to an end in 2020, his impact on the sport has only continued to grow as he passes his knowledge and experience onto elite fighters such as Islam Makhachev and his cousin Umar Nurmagomedov. Widely regarded as one of the greatest fighters in UFC history, Khabib built his legacy through his suffocating wrestling, relentless pressure, and unmatched grappling ability. Opponents knew exactly what was coming, yet almost nobody could stop it. His performances against some of the biggest names in the sport cemented his reputation as one of the most dominant champions the lightweight division has ever seen. However, according to Khabib himself, the version fans witnessed during his championship run was not the best version of him. During a recent appearance on Small Talk, Khabib revealed that he believes his grappling skills have improved dramatically since retirement. He explained that many people consider the period between 2018 and 2020 to be his prime years, but in his eyes, that was only the beginning. Khabib pointed out that he turned 32 in September of 2020 and retired only 1 month later, meaning he never truly had the opportunity to reach his full potential as an athlete. According to the former champion, his grappling in 2026 is far better than it was during his title reign. He even watches his old fights and notices mistakes that he would never make today. While fans viewed those performances as elite, Khabib believes his current level is on an entirely different stage. He also revealed that fighters who trained with him in both 2020 and 2026 agree that his wrestling and grappling are now at an even higher level than when he was dominating the UFC lightweight division. Move on to another news. Conor has finally broken his silence following his defeat to Max Holloway at UFC 329. In his first public appearance since the loss, the former two-division champion addressed fans for the very first time and delivered a short but emotional message on a very significant day, his 38th birthday. The defeat marked one of the toughest moments of Conor's career, with many fans and analysts questioning what comes next for one of the biggest stars the sport has ever seen. Despite the setback, Conor appeared calm, composed, and determined as he made it clear that this chapter of his story is far from over. Surrounded by close friends and family during the birthday celebration, Conor was greeted with cheers and birthday wishes as those around him tried to lift his spirits following the disappointing result at UFC 329. The atmosphere was positive, and despite everything that had happened inside the octagon, Conor showed no signs of giving up on his fighting future. During the video, he acknowledged the support from fans and remained focused on what lies ahead rather than what happened in the past. His message may have been brief, but it carried a strong and unmistakable meaning. With confidence in his voice, Conor repeated the words, "We'll be back," making it clear that he still believes his journey in combat sports is not finished. The former champion then crossed himself and said, "In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, Amen," before once again repeating the message that has already sparked discussion throughout the MMA world. According to Conor, this is not the end. The comeback story is still very much alive, and he fully intends to return to competition once again. Move on to another news. Jorge Masvidal believes Kamaru Usman may have a surprisingly clear path to victory against Du Plessis. And in his opinion, the key to success comes down to one thing: wrestling. Despite Usman entering the matchup as the betting underdog, Masvidal feels the former welterweight champion possesses all the tools necessary to make the fight look much easier than many people expect. According to Jorge, the blueprint may have already been revealed during Du Plessis' battle with Khamzat, where moments of the fight exposed areas in the grappling department that could potentially be targeted by elite wrestlers. Masvidal explained that if Du Plessis has not made significant improvements since that fight, Usman could find himself in control for large portions of the contest. His suggested approach is simple but effective. Use the jab to close the distance, attack the body to slow the pace, and eventually work his way into the takedowns that have defined Usman's career for years. Once the fight hits the mat, Jorge believes Usman has the experience and technical ability to consistently pressure his opponent and force him into uncomfortable positions. However, Masvidal was also quick to point out that overlooking Du Plessis would be a major mistake. He acknowledged that the middleweight champion remains one of the most dangerous fighters in the division, possessing tremendous power and the natural size advantages that come with competing in his own weight class. According to Jorge, Du Plessis is also the better striker in the matchup and carries serious knockout power every second the fight stays standing. Still, Masvidal believes Usman's greatest advantage comes from his overall understanding of mixed martial arts and his incredibly high fight IQ. He described Usman as one of the smartest fighters to ever compete at the elite level, capable of making adjustments and finding solutions in real time inside the octagon. For Masvidal, everything ultimately comes down to whether Du Plessis has truly fixed those grappling gaps. Because if those weaknesses still exist, it could become a very long night for the middleweight champion. Move on to another news. Former welterweight champion Kamaru Usman is making it clear that he is not overlooking the wrestling abilities of Plessis ahead of a potential showdown. While many fans believe the blueprint to beating Du Plessis has already been revealed, Usman believes the reality inside the octagon is far more complicated than that. Speaking during an interview with UFC on Paramount+, Usman explained that many people assume a fighter can simply copy the success that Khamzat had during portions of his fight against Du Plessis. However, according to Usman, MMA simply does not work that way. He pointed out that every single fight presents a completely different challenge, and what worked for one fighter may not necessarily work for another. Styles make fights, and experience has taught him that no two matchups ever feel the same once the cage door closes. Usman explained that the version of Du Plessis that stepped into the octagon against Khamzat may not be the same version that stands across from him. Likewise, the pressure, timing, and physicality that Usman brings to a fight are completely different from anything his opponents have experienced before. For that reason, the former champion believes his focus should not be on recreating another fighter's game plan. Instead, his responsibility is to force his opponent to experience what makes him special. Whether that comes through his wrestling, his grappling, or his striking, Usman believes it is his job to make Du Plessis understand exactly why he has remained one of the most dominant competitors of his generation. At the same time, Usman was quick to praise one of the qualities he respects most about Du Plessis. Surprisingly, he believes it is not his striking, wrestling, or even his grappling that makes him so dangerous. According to Usman, Du Plessis' greatest weapon is his will. He explained that a fighter does not always need to be the best striker, the best wrestler, or the best grappler to win fights at the highest level. Sometimes, the deciding factor is simply the refusal to break under pressure. Usman described a fighter's will as one of the last things to disappear during a fight, and if that determination remains intact, anything can happen at any moment. Fortunately for the former champion, he believes breaking that spirit is one of his greatest strengths. Usman stated that throughout his career, he has specialized in staying patient, applying pressure, and gradually taking away his opponent's confidence, momentum, and ultimately their will to compete. Move on to another news. Sean Strickland has shared his reaction to Conor's devastating loss to Max Holloway at UFC 329. And as many fans expected, his comments quickly sparked controversy across the MMA world. Following the shocking end to the fight, which saw Conor suffer a serious knee injury, many fans immediately began searching for answers about what exactly went wrong inside the octagon. Social media quickly filled with theories and speculation, but Strickland had a very different perspective on the situation. Speaking from his own experience as a veteran fighter, Sean dismissed the idea that the injury was simply bad luck or an unfortunate accident that happened in the heat of battle. According to Strickland, he believes experienced fighters understand their bodies extremely well before stepping into the cage. He explained that if a fighter knows they are carrying a serious leg injury into a fight, they would likely avoid throwing explosive techniques that place enormous pressure on that limb. Because of that, Strickland suggested that he does not believe Conor entered the fight already dealing with a compromised leg. Instead, Sean offered his own personal theory regarding the possible cause of the injury. He speculated that dramatic physical changes over long periods away from competition can sometimes place additional stress on an athlete's body. Strickland also discussed concerns surrounding long-term performance-enhancing drug use in combat sports in general, while stopping short of making any direct accusation against Conor himself. According to Sean, some athletes he has known throughout his career experienced physical durability issues after years of alleged steroid abuse. He claimed that while such substances may help increase muscle mass and physical strength, they can potentially create other long-term problems for the body. Again, these comments reflected Strickland's personal opinions and experiences rather than established facts regarding Conor's injury. For Strickland, the injury was not simply the result of one moment inside the cage, but potentially part of a much bigger picture involving years of wear and tear on the body that fighters accumulate throughout their careers. Regardless of the cause, the outcome was absolutely brutal for Conor and his fans, bringing UFC 329 to a heartbreaking and unexpected conclusion while leaving the MMA world waiting to see what comes next for the former champion. Move on to another news. Paddy Pimblett once again reminded fans why he remains one of the most entertaining personalities in MMA, both inside and outside the octagon. In footage captured ahead of UFC 329, Paddy was seen relaxing in the locker room only hours before his fight while casually enjoying some Nutella, staying true to the food-loving personality that fans have come to know over the years. While most fighters are carefully measuring every calorie and sticking to strict pre-fight routines, Paddy appeared completely relaxed and comfortable as fight night approached. The moment quickly caught the attention of fans online, with many amused by the sight of a top UFC contender enjoying a sweet snack just before stepping into one of the biggest moments of his career. However, the fun moments did not stop there. Later in the vlog, Paddy was shown celebrating backstage and speaking with Dana White following the action-packed event. During the conversation, Paddy jokingly told the UFC boss that he was ready to step in and fight Max Holloway himself after Conor was forced out due to injury. The confidence immediately drew laughs from those around him, but it also reflected the mindset that has helped make Paddy one of the sport's fastest rising stars. Dana congratulated him on his performance and praised the excitement he brought to the event, while Paddy continued to show the same relaxed and confident attitude that fans have become accustomed to seeing. At one point, Dana jokingly reminded him not to eat too much pizza, leading to even more laughter backstage as the celebration continued. Behind the humor, however, there was also an important story about confidence and belief. According to Paddy's coach, a previous defeat to Justin Gaethje had taken away some of Paddy's confidence and left him questioning himself for a period of time. Losing at the highest level can affect any fighter, especially when championship ambitions are involved. But everything changed after watching Justin's dominant performance against Ilya. Seeing the way Justin handled one of the division's most dangerous fighters helped restore Paddy's confidence and reminded him exactly where he belongs among the lightweight elite. His coach believes that victory gave Paddy back the belief he needed, allowing him to step into the octagon once again with renewed confidence and a completely refreshed mindset. Move on to another news. Dustin Poirier has added even more fuel to one of the biggest rivalries in UFC history after publicly calling for a fourth fight against Conor. The call-out comes shortly after the unfortunate ending to Conor's comeback fight against Max Holloway at UFC 329, a fight that ended in dramatic fashion following a serious injury that forced the former champion out of the contest. While much of the MMA world focused on the injury itself and what it could mean for Conor's future, Dustin appeared to have a very different focus in mind. The former interim lightweight champion wasted little time turning the conversation toward unfinished business between himself and his longtime rival. Despite currently being retired from active competition, Dustin made it clear that he would have no problem returning to the octagon for one final showdown if the opportunity presented itself. According to Poirier, a fourth fight against Conor is a matchup that still carries enormous interest and unfinished history. To make things even more interesting, Dustin reportedly wants the fight to take place at 170 pounds, allowing both men to compete without the difficult weight cut associated with the lightweight division. The Louisiana native emphasized that the bout should only happen once Conor is fully recovered and medically cleared to compete again. Even after defeating Conor in their previous meetings several years ago, it appears that Dustin still believes there is more left to settle between the two former rivals. Their history inside the octagon produced some of the biggest moments in modern UFC history, generating massive pay-per-view numbers and unforgettable moments for fight fans around the world. At the same time, Dustin also revealed that he wants to remain active and avoid long periods away from competition, believing extended layoffs can make returning to peak form increasingly difficult. For now, the possibility of one final chapter in the rivalry remains uncertain, but the idea of Conor versus Dustin 4 continues to generate major interest throughout the MMA world.